So it's time for the weekly Mage Rage Derby Contest update, and we have some exciting photos and some cute photos of some of Mage's little babies. John, take it away.
If you don't fall in love with horse racing after looking at these photos of the first Mage colt in existence ever in the history of the world, and that is, I'm a proud papa, that is one of ours. It is Mage out of our mare, Easy Street, Munnings. And Joe, look at this face. I mean, you have a cute face. I like to think that I'm relatively handsome in some circles, but look at this face, and you just want to eat it up. It's got a huge white blaze, just like Papa. He's like copper penny chestnut, and he got up and is feeling good and is running around. You see some photos of him already running around in the field with Mama, and we just couldn't be happier as the breeders of the first Mage colt in existence.
What an honor. What an honor that is. And yeah, I mean, first of all, to have a horse by a Derby winner, that's a privilege. That's a privilege. There's only so many of those, only 150 of those out there. Mage obviously won the 149th Kentucky Derby. He's by an up-and-coming star sire in Good Magic from a great female line. Our friends at Airdrie Stud have done a great job marketing him, and I expect that the response from the breeding community has been amazing, and it's great to see you, John, and Len and DJ getting in on the ground floor. So shout out to everybody, Airdrie, and shout out to Mage, and shout out to that little tyke. Can't wait to see him on the races in a couple of years. Let's look at the standings. So we had some action over the weekend with the Sam Davis. We had the second and third place runners in the Sam Davis covered by our contestants. Sam had Owen Almighty, who ran second, so she gets 10 points divided by 10. That's 1 point. And John had Poster, who ran third. He gets 0.6. So you know what that means? I've been relegated to last place just 2 weeks into this contest. Let's look at the standings. Michelle holding firm in first place at 2.4. And now Sam has moved into a tie with Dan for second at 2.0. John squeaks into fourth place at 1.2. And Joe, that's me, is in last with 1.0. But still a lot of racetrack, a lot of runway to go. And this weekend we have the first of the 50-point Derby preps. So there's going to be some action coming up very, very soon in the Risen Star on Saturday at Fairgrounds. Typical Fairgrounds, they have 14 races. Like every Saturday, it's like 13, 14 races.
And a full field.
Shout out to, I got to say, like the racing office at Fairgrounds does a really, really good job. Like they have a ton of full fields, big cards. Like it's, you know, there's a lot of good wagering options in the winter, but Fairgrounds is right up amongst the top. And to me, this race is all about two horses coming back, making their first start as 3-year-olds, East Avenue and Jonathan's Way. I thought these were probably the two best, at least east of the Mississippi horses coming into the Breeders' Cup. Neither of them ran all that great. East Avenue had a major excuse, stumbling so badly in the juvenile, ended up finishing 9th as the 9-5 favorite. Jonathan's Way had less of an excuse, ran 7th in the Breeders' Cup juvenile, and then he was second at odds on in the Kentucky Jockey Club. So I think there's at least some question here whether or not he's going to be able to go forward as a 3-year-old and improve on those first two races where he just looked like the best 2-year-old in the country last year. I'm interested in East Avenue. He's been working up a storm. He's obviously bred beautifully, a Godolphin homebred by Medaglia d'Oro out of Dance Music. He drew further outside than Jonathan's Way. It's a big field, though. There's a good amount of speed. American Promise is wheeling back quickly off of the Southwest, where he took a big run at Speed King before fading and finishing 6th behind Speed King and Sandman and a couple others. This is, not to say that there aren't other horses that could win. Todd Pletcher and Team Penny Racing, shout out to Cheryl Penny, have Vassimo, who's 2 for 2 so far, son of Nyquist. There's a couple other horses that are lightly raced and could be interesting. But to me, John, this is all about these big two, now 3-year-olds, to see if they can take that step forward off of what were, at least initially, very impressive 2-year-old seasons.
And as far as the contest goes, Joe, we have, I have Jonathan's Way with Jose Ortiz for the first time riding in the Risen Star. Sam has East Avenue, as you mentioned, who had an excuse coming out of the Breeders' Cup. I believe that was her first round pick, was East Avenue.
I know.
And then I also have Built, who's friend of the show, Eclipse, owned Built, son of Hardspun, who ran a very game second in the Lecomte to Disco Time, and Wayne Catalano is training that. So I think that for those of you who are scoring at home, and I know you are, I have Built and Jonathan's Way. Sam has East Avenue, and the rest of you can suck it.
This is going to be John's big run towards the top of the standings. Putting all your eggs in this Risen Star basket, buddy.
I know. And then don't forget also the Sunland Park Derby, where Dan has Take Charge Tom.
Wow.
Take Charge Tom, who we made him say 3 times before we understood.
To make sure he was a real horse.
He was originally saying. So Dan has some potential to get some points just to finish out the contest and to finish out the Derby preps for this weekend, Joe. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, it's heating up, and good on you for doing the research to figure out that A, Dan's horse was real, and B, he's running this weekend in the Sunland Derby, so there'll be points up for grabs there. So Mage Rage Derby Contest in full swing. Check him out. Check Mage out at airdriestud.com, and get it on the ground floor on a Derby winner.
While he's still standing for $25,000.
Exactly.